Brother Maynard, bring up the holy hand grenade. 1, 2, 5.
Please, sir.
3.
Arm yourselves, America. This is Defenders Live.
Hey, oh, here comes the danger up in this club. When we get started, man, we ain't gonna stop. We gon' turn it out till it gets too hot. Everybody sing, hey, oh, tell 'em turn it out till they can't no more. Let's get this thing shaking like a disco ball. This is your last warning, I'm gonna see go. I am not afraid of the storm that comes my way. When it hits, it shakes me.
Defenders Live, Mojo 50 Radio. Welcome to the show, everybody.
Hey, girl.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Wow.
That opening is kind of actually necessary. It's fitting to what we're doing.
Is what we were saying.
Mm-hmm. It's apropos.
Apropos, yeah, exactly.
Apropos, yeah.
It's apropos.
Apropos.
Apropos. It's a fun word. It's really hard to spell.
Yes.
Try looking that junk up. It is fun. But anyway. I've done that. Once I'd spell it wrong, and it's really weird. But I know what it means. I just can't spell the daggone thing. Anyway.
Well, that's okay. It's fine. You know, that's why we have talk to text.
Exactly. It doesn't hear it right, though. I've tried.
It always spells it wrong, too, doesn't it?
Spells it wrong.
Apple pour? What did you say apple pour?
Yes. Yeah,
that's exactly what I said,
Anyway,
Siri.
guys, go to doaeshow.com. That is everything that is Defenders. You can find out. You can find gear. You can find archives. You can get the raffle tickets to buy the Mojo 50 logo, the wooden logo that we've gotten from our good friend over at Arcadian Flag. Go to facebook.com/Arcadian Flag. Those guys out over there. Tell them we sent you and tell them we said, hey.
Nice.
Go to mojo50.com. You can follow everything that is Mojo as well. All the hosts, all the great shows going on over there.
Mm-hmm.
On virtually all of the social medias, the Facebooks, the Twitters, the YouTubes, and iHeartRadios, and everywhere else, all of them at DOAE Show.
Yes, we are.
Sure, use the hashtag #ArmYourselves.
And if you'd like to join us on the D Live, it's dlive.tv/Defenders Live.
There it is. We have plenty of places you can see, watch, you can hear, you can be a part of it. We appreciate it and would love for you to get involved because we like talking to y'all. This is not just, unlike most talk shows and big places you hear everywhere else, we don't just kind of sit back here and throw our stuff out of here. You know, we're here to talk with you guys. And so anything that y'all tweet out or that y'all put on the MeWe's or on Facebooks, again, we try to monitor all the Facebook feeds and stuff that we've got going on.
Mm-hmm. All the socials.
All of the socials. We really try to keep an eye on all of it. And so by all means, drop us a line. If we get a chance, we will read yours out loud and interact as best as we can.
Note, one little show note. For tomorrow, Carrie will not be with us.
Oh.
And no, it's not because of anything that Keith did.
For once, it's not Keith's fault.
Keith did not do it. They're just out of town. Okay.
They're on the vacay.
So I guess technically you could say Keith did do it.
And he did do it.
They're just out of town. Anyway, getting to the show because we have a lot to talk about.
We do real fast. See,
what?
That's how it is. Thank you. Already on Win the Watch Parties. Miss April Williams, apropos, APROPOS, and for some stupid reason I can never spell it right.
You never will either. Even though you see it right now, it's never going to be there.
Spell it wrong next time. So see, guys, this is what happens when you get involved. We will read it as best as we can. Anyway, we do. We have a load of stuff to get in.
Yeah, we do. And so as our show episode name dictates,
implies.
Get it? Dictates.
I see what you did there.
There you go. This is we're going to start with a little bit of intersex overload, and I know you don't really understand what I mean by that, and that's okay.
You will.
You see,
this is going to be fun. Okay.
Blair White. Anybody know Blair White, also known as Miss Blair on the Twitters, or Miss Blair White on the Twitters?
Don't talk down.
Blair has been on the Steven Crowder show. Blair has been on multiple other shows and things of the sort. Blair is transgendered.
Blair is?
Blair is.
I did not know that.
You wouldn't have been able to tell, would you?
I was looking at pictures. No, I
No,
was not.
And you,
Oh,
the voice either.
wow.
Yeah.
Good on him.
Good on Blair.
Good on Blair.
Good on Blair. So Blair is transgendered, male to female, which just means that he had a
Lost a dick to me?
yeah, lossodectomy and a boob job, and also some plastic surgery with the face and the lips and other things. Anyway, continuing. Blair is talking to Jessica Yaniv.
Ah, yes.
If you don't remember Jessica Yaniv,
you might know Jessica Yaniv better as Jonathan Yaniv.
you may remember Jessica from these wonderful one-hit wonders.
From such hits such as I Sued Everybody Who Wouldn't Wax My Penis. Oh, man, who can forget that hit?
Also, great hit. I Like Texting Young Girls.
Ah, and when you mean young girls, we're talking
10, 13, 14.
Yeah, young
girls.
And BT Dubs as a male too, not just as a female. So people can't,
Well,
this is not.
Remember, Jessica Yaniv hasn't had the surgeries done.
So basically,
it's a
Jessica
cross-dresser
Yaniv is just a cross-dresser
with a female name. Yes. And so Jessica actually, Jonathan Yaniv, I'm going to correct this because it's not dead naming when you still have your junk.
This is true. That's very.
Yes, Hot Rocky with an I. Blair is fully transitioned.
Well, and again, looking at pictures, I would not have known. Just saying.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
That's true.
That's very true. Anyway, Jonathan Yaniv has had a shady past.
Like, how shady are we talking? Exactly?
I'm talking about okay, so they go into this let's talk a little bit about this conversation that they've had. Okay, they had this conversation because apparently Jonathan Yaniv threatened Blair on social medias. Decided that he was going to say to Blair. Oh, thank you, Rough Roads Ahead, for the corrections. So, guy to girl is lopidotomy.
Okay.
Thank you. Girl to guy is addictomy.
Oh, I got you. Okay, let's get into the story because we got a lot to go.
Yeah, we got a lot to dig into here. Anyway, Yaniv threatened Blair, talked trash to Blair, and said that Yaniv would crush Blair in conversation as well. And so Blair decided to get into the conversation, did a super chat, which is another form of you can not only be a part of the conversation, but you can fund the conversation by actually giving money and donating.
Oh,
and the Blair set up the show. So Blair did the super chat, and the super chat funded specifically those women who Yaniv put out of business.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. Anyway, continuing forward. So Yaniv, as they go through the conversation, Blair's like, well, what about all these conversations that you had with 10 and 12 and 13-year-old girls? Inappropriate conversations, sexual conversations that nobody wants to have with you because you're disgusting. Let alone a 10, 12, 14-year-old girl would have with you. What about these conversations? Yaniv's response, how do you know it's me? Because it was part of a website that was anonymous. So how do you know it's me?
This is like Shaggy from the 90s. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
Saw me doing it on the sofa. It wasn't me.
That's it. Yeah.
Me.
Exactly.
Caught me in the shower. It wasn't me. No,
She even caught me on camera. It wasn't
on
me.
camera. That's a.
It wasn't me. And so the whole ordeal was all about this. You know, people saved all the comments, and obviously there's pictures and, you know, screen grabs and everything else. Anyway, so he's been doing this for years. And along with that, he then decides to transition. And here's where our title comes into play. Yaniv says two things. One, that Yaniv is intersex.
Wait a minute, I thought he was transgender.
Aha. So one, that he is intersex. And two, that he menstruates. Because he is intersex.
That's not possible. Even
And here comes...
Hold on. Even Blair, who is a full trans from male to female, which means theoretically, you know, based off of the tools in a toolbox, is a predominantly fully functioning woman. And yet, I would bet dollars to donuts that Blair cannot menstruate.
No, Blair cannot.
And there's because they're missing one vital thing. It's right on the tip of my uterus.
Uterus, ovaries, etc. You know, that entire system.
The whole system is kind of not there.
Yeah. So funny thing, intersex. To be intersex is to be born with both parts, but infertile. Yes, genetically born with both parts.
Okay.
But infertile, completely infertile. You cannot have children. None of it.
Okay, so but still, then that would still give the reason to.
Right.
You can't have.
Once again, here's the reason why I'm frustrated. Because of this freaking story, I had to go look up stuff on intersex people.
Oh my God! See,
I had to go to the androgen insensitivity syndrome website.
Oh, because God knows there's. I mean, everything else is out there. I guess it makes sense, right?
Right. To be intersex is to have AIS, androgen insensitivity syndrome.
Basically meaning you have all the tools, but none of them work.
Yes. That's exactly what it means.
Having a toolbox full of pneumatic tools.
Right.
The air without the
gun, without the air pressure, the air tank, nothing works.
Nothing works.
Nothing works.
Air tank.
That's right, Leprechaun. Hermaphrodite used to be the term.
See, thank you. That's what I was thinking too. So.
Intersex is what we used to call hermaphrodite.
But hermaphrodite hurt things, I guess. Is that what?
I don't know.
So stupid.
I don't freaking know. But here we go.
Here we go again.
Even women with AIS do not menstruate and are not fertile. I am reading this because the development because of the development of pubic hair and underarm and women as well as men depends upon testosterone. Most of them don't even get that, which I can tell you that this person did.
Well, maybe he's just hangry.
He claims to be bleeding from an orifice.
Okay. Look, if you're in this situation, if you're this person is bleeding from an orifice, I'm not a doctor. Hell, I haven't even stayed at a Holiday Inn, played one on TV. I guarantee you, if you're bleeding from an orifice, this person needs to go to the hospital like quick, fast, and in a hurry because you're about to die. Something is severely wrong.
Apparently, this person claims that they're bleeding from an orifice once a month.
You know why this person says this? Because no one is actually going to go, show me the dirty stuff to prove it. Let me see. Show it to me. That's why. And this makes my head hurt.
Well, you see, and so Lady Liberty Speaks over on the D Live says only a hermaphrodite with both physical parts would that be possible, and even still, it's not possible because there are no reproductive organs.
Yes,
you have the physical organs, you have the physical, and even those aren't grown to full extent because the genetics are fighting each other.
They're kind of duking it out, one's trying to take over the other, and
it doesn't work. So I mean,
are we done? We got to get off.
Neither of them work.
No,
can we get past? Neither of them work.
I'm a guy, and even I'm fully aware enough to know that the point of menstruation is not. It's not a fun time. There isn't a woman on this planet that goes, "Oh my God, it's that time of the month! Yay!" They hate it. There's a reason why they hate it. It's because the whole point was their body had gotten ready to possibly become pregnant. And the whole point of menstruating is to remove said setup. It literally is like throwing up a stage, hoping a band shows up. When the band doesn't show up, they have to tear all that crap down. That's exactly what happens every single month. It's not fun. Women hurt. There's cramps. It's bleeding. It's a pain in the giant ass. The hormones are everywhere.
Actually, it's literally a pain in
the other end. But you get my point. Thank you. It's not meant to be fun, and for some stupid reason, the people in the media have decided to make menstruating this glorious thing. And I know there's women out there going, "What the heck? It's not this fun. Why?
Stop making it something special."
It's not. It sucks for everyone involved.
Yes. Actually, it kind of blows. Oh, anyway.
It's just nasty.
That is terrible. And the best way that I can think of to get the taste of that out of my mouth is with some Nostalgia wild rice.
I like me some Nostalgia.
Nostalgia wild rice is an amazing product. They have pretty much everything that you want. I'm sorry, the comments keep flooding. And currently right now, they are still selling their grilling sampler pack for the summer season. Summer's almost over, but you might as well get it because they have amazing stuff. Not only do you have your salt-free garlic and herb seasonings, your jerk seasonings, your wine jellies with the raspberries wine jellies, but your sweet heat from the jalapeno pepper jellies for your marinades. Maple sugar is involved in this, and you can never pass up the dark richness of their stout beer jellies. You mix it with some Gouda. Is that good on some meat? Listen, everybody, make the most of your grilling season and save 10% off when you use the promo code GRILL10 over on MojoWildRice.com. That's MojoWildRice.com. Promo code GRILL10. Get 10% off your grilling sampler pack today. Try out some of their stuff. It is amazing.
It's amazing.
So,
okay, over on Twitter.
Yeah.
For a fringe jackhole, this dude bleeds once a month because he keeps reopening the wound his body is trying to heal.
No, he doesn't even have that yet.
Well, that's true too. Maybe he does. You know what it is?
No, he doesn't have it.
No, not that wound. Maybe he has something else. Maybe he's got a scab, like an ingrown hair. Or
Maybe.
Something.
Oh, you know what?
Taking at it.
I bet you, because the guy's really big. I bet you anything he has like pustules underneath somewhere.
That's just nasty.
And he just keeps on popping and picking, dude.
Or the skin tags, and they've been removed, and so now it's all chafing
and he
junk.
Peels it and like So California lawmakers have passed a resolution blaming religious people for the high suicide rate of the LGBT community.
This is so stupid.
Your turn.
So let's lawmakers in California have passed a resolution that singles out the state's religious communities and forces them to fully support LGBT individuals. Okay. I have been beating this drum.
Thank you.
For a long time. Okay. I've worded it this way. I've tried to surmise it. Those of you that believe in God or of any religion for that matter, that is how you are playing the game of life. Okay? There are some people who play it based off the Christian way. There's some of them that do it the Muslim way. Some of them do it pagans or, whatever, or nothing at all, whatever. Everybody's playing the game of life differently. Okay? Some groups here, some groups there. Some are just doing it on their own. Thank you. Somebody.
Stop me.
I was going to say, somebody playing next to you. You run into someone who is a homosexual. Obviously, in the Christian faith, homosexuality is considered a bad thing. It's a bad thing. It's a sin. It's considered an abomination. It's read in the Bible. It doesn't matter where you find it at. It's there. It says it's a bad thing. If said homosexual is not claiming to be a Christian, then it doesn't matter because they're not playing the game of life based off the rules that you are playing. Okay? If you play them together, if the homosexual, though, claims to believe in God and claims to accept the Bible, then you can point. One time, you can't beat it to death, but you can point out and say, excuse me, but you say you believe this. Here's where it is. You're doing wrong. And then you let it go. Because it's not your place to judge. It's your place to point it out, and that's it. It is not, I'm sorry, but to sit here and blame Christians, especially, but to blame religious communities for LGBT people committing suicide is complete asinine.
Yes.
It is not the Christian's fault doing it. Now, having said that, is it Christians' fault for going out there and constantly beating the drum and looking people in the face saying, oh, you're a horrible person, you're horrible? Because that wins it over real well.
Look, we're all horrible people.
Every single one of us is horrible people. And by acting like a douche like that just proves how bad of one you are,
yes.
If the person is again, it goes back to, like I said, playing the game of life. We're playing Monopoly by the same rules. Free parking could be a whole bunch of different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Play it do different ways, different stuff. Even my cousin.
So
when we used
are you saying you like free parking?
Only when it's actually free. But if you're not going to play the game based off the same set of rules, you can't get mad that someone else is not playing them the same way you are. Because
right.
the whole point in the end of with Christianity and everything else is to become a better person. And if you're turning around and beating someone over the head repeatedly and trying to express, well, you're going to go to hell. Well, in this person's eyes, they're not.
Exactly. They may not even think about hell. And speaking of, okay, the Boy Scouts failed to stop hundreds of previously unreported sexual predators. This from a brand new lawsuit. See, a group of lawyers are claiming to have uncovered hundreds of previously unreported cases of sexual abuse in the Boy Scouts, according to the lawsuit filed on Monday in Pennsylvania. The plaintiffs in the case, named only as SD to keep his identity safe, is alleging that he was assaulted hundreds of times by a specific scout leader in Pennsylvania over the course of 4 years in the 1970s. Now, allegedly. I am going to be the first one to say this is far too long.
Yeah, and it's not to imply that it hasn't happened. However,
it is far too long to wait.
Yeah, if it did happen, you should have said or done something a long time ago.
And it's easy for us to say that here.
It is
very easy for us to say that here. There is a whole bunch of weird, like, self-doubt and all this other crap that comes up when you're thinking about this sort of thing.
Oh, I know.
But before we go to catcoolers.com. We've got the break hitting up in a second. Go to catcoolers.com. Make sure you go there. Check out the cat coolers. Look, these things are rugged. They keep your eyes cool for up to 7 days. They're made in the United States. They're fully customizable. Okay? And they come in 5 different colors.
And those colors would be
white, black, yellow, camouflage, and black with a blue stripe.
Why'd you say white first?
Because it's on the list first. It's not my fault. It's on the list first. I'll change the list, all right? Camo's coming first because you can't see it anyway.
Point out the black people, dark people, the dark colored people first.
Aha. No, I said camo. Anyway, go to catcoolers.com. Catcoolers.com. Use the promo code Steven, STEVEN. You can get 10% off on the discount there. Catcoolers.com. Check them out today. We'll be right back. Oh my gosh.
Fair.
Over on the D Live, Lady Liberty speaks. Lawmakers in California. Enough said.
Yeah, exactly. Oxymoron, if there ever was one.
Yep.
Now,
Leprechaun.
I find it funny, though, that you kind of threw out that little bit of red meat and then like, oh, look, Dylan, you can have this for a moment. All right, yank. Take it away.
Yep, I did.
It's not fair.
No, it's so fair. We got so much to get through, dude.
You know what? We've got time. It could be pushed off into this what for tomorrow's for. It was a good rant. I was getting ready to go places with it, and you just
Nope, it's done now.
cut me off at the knees. Man.
Yep. Leprechaun also talking on the D Live says brings a new meaning to the phrase "go fornicate thyself."
It does indeed.
Thank you for using the proper terminology.
You go lay with thyself in the biblical sense.
Go lay thyself.
Gross.
Kevin over on the Facebook says, please tell us the story about rubbing of the meats.
We've done that once already. I could turn the sexy music back on again, but
No, I think we're all right. I think.
so. See, there's so much more into that story I wanted to get into. All right, you realize I'm gonna lose. This is next half. I'm gonna lose it.
Oh, I know. That's why
Or-
I want the next half to be the next half.
It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad.
Oh, it's gonna be so good.
Duct tape. Get ready. 'Cause Dylan's gonna snap.
Oh, it's gonna be so good. Look, you just don't know yet. We're gonna get there. We're about to hit that mark anyway.
Gonna hit it.
Gonna hit that mark. It's gonna be so good.
The mighty Mojo 50.
Over on the Facebooks, we have a question. Is Steven miming? No, I was not miming. I am Italian, and thus my hands talk as I talk.
It was well.
My hands move as I talk, and normally I keep them below the screen. It's
Not today. Satan. Not today. No.
not today, Satan.
Really wish we had a good sounder for that. But anyway. Okay.
I mean, like, that's
Breathe.
really triggering for a lot of folks.
Are we gonna play that real quick, just for the sake of doing it? 'Cause
Yeah,
if
you know
not-
what? Okay, so we went through, and if you guys haven't heard of the latest in the Socialist Convention, I want you to hear this. This is going to sum up the entire Socialist Convention that we heard. Now, bear in mind, I need you to respect this
Yes.
with the utmost. All right, the utmost respect, and thank you.
Point of privilege.
Point of privilege.
Personal privilege.
Point of personal privilege.
Check the privileges that we have had if we haven't had any intimacy with this industry.
Point of privilege,
Okay.
please. Point of privilege.
Can I do a point of privilege?
Point of information.
Point of personal privilege.
Want to make a point of personal privilege?
Quick point of privilege.
Point of personal privilege.
I've got a point of privilege.
Apparently, there was a lot of privilege.
Actually, that's how almost everybody who stated anything or wanted to make air quotes a rule, basically all would start off with that. Would be a point of privilege. And one of them actually complained about, he was a white guy standing in line complaining that there were only white people who were coming up the line and no, peoples of color or anything like that. That was so funny. We're going to, at some point, we're going to have to dive into that one, I think, but.
Yeah. Point of personal privilege. Point of privilege.
Personal privilege. It's
Personal
like, no,
privilege.
stop it. Stop it.
What?
Stop
No, I'm not going to stop it. Over to California again.
Yeah, because we can't leave that cesspool.
Apparently not. So let's go to California, where you find Gavin Newsom, the governor, claiming that mass shootings are caused by blank.
Let's see. By Trump supporters.
No.
By white supremacists.
No.
By right-wingers in general.
Man, you're so close. Guess again.
By angry Oompa Loompas who are mad at Willy Wonka for not giving them health care.
Ice cold, buddy.
Daggone it.
Ice cold.
I give up. Who is actually responsible for, according to the governor Gavin Newsom of California?
All right.
All right. You can
Okay, now.
stop you that, Matthew McConaughey.
That was actually a reference to a nice song that my wife already figured it out.
Anyway.
Ice cold, buddy. Ice cold.
Yeah, I got that. Moving on.
Shaking
Story.
like a
Oh, let's-
Polaroid picture, as it were. It's caused by toxic masculinity.
Toxic masculinity. huh?
Toxic masculinity.
What is toxic masculinity? Exactly?
Nobody knows.
No. Okay. Well, damn.
Nobody
How-
knows.
That's kind of a. I don't know. It's one of those things you just throw out there just to throw out there, so you makes it look like you know what the hell you're talking about when you don't know your ass from a hole in the ground.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep. See, during an emergency meeting on gun violence on Monday, Newsom said that the conversation on mass shooting should focus on toxic masculinity, giving that such shootings are, quote, overwhelmingly, almost exclusively committed by males, boys, and men. Now, I can't deny that it's mainly males that do mass shootings.
No, that's absolutely true.
That is true.
That's absolutely true.
Mm-hmm.
However, that doesn't mean anything. Predominantly, it is men who are in the military. Not to say there isn't women there. Predominantly, it's men.
Yes.
Men are by nature the more aggressive ones. You could see that in the animal kingdom. Who are you don't see two does fighting it out over a male. No. In the animal kingdom, it's two bucks who will knock antlers together to get a winner to take, that's what happens. Males, by design, are a teensy bit more aggressive.
Yes.
Okay?
Just a hair. I mean hair.
Just a tad. But the thing about it is when you say toxic masculinity, you again, like I said before, you're proving that you don't know your ass from a hole in the ground.
True.
Because there's no such thing. The problem with mass shootings, the problem with any crime of any kind, in any part of the world, at any degree, and at any level, is a heart problem. Period. Full stop. Okay? Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter what you are, doesn't matter where it stands. In that moment, you have chosen what you wanted or your feelings or whatever over that of anybody else in the area, period. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Now,
It's
here's
not
the
gun's fault. It's not video games. It's not the president. It's not any of that stuff. It is your choice.
Correct. Period. Yes.
Done.
Now, here's what I will say. And over on D Live, Lady Liberty actually gets this pretty much right on point. You know, she's like, that's why there's also some female mass shooters, and a lot of the males are not alpha males, which is where you normally get quote unquote toxic masculinity. These are not alpha males.
Yeah.
Which is true. These aren't. Now she says they're mostly beta males. I say they're deltas.
Yeah.
They're a little bit farther back than beta.
Yeah, and Gail Cole's over one of the watch parties that I've got on the Facebooks actually made it. Apparently, you've never messed with a mother in mother's babies in the animal kingdom. You're right about that. I give you that.
But they don't have guns.
Well, but I'm saying by that's kind of, I look at that as one of those moments where they're backed into a corner.
Right.
Like, again, going back to the example of the male deer, the bucks are going to intentionally attack each other because one is trying to set themselves up above the other, not mama has to react. I get your point, but I'm just referring to it from the other angle.
That dodo.
Males, by design, choose to. It's the testosterone, is what we do. It's the competitiveness. It's how we are. You want to get rid of this stuff. You want the mass shootings to stop, which it never will. This side of being alive, it will never stop. Sorry, there's bad things in the world, and you're never going to perfectly get rid of them. Period. What you can do, though, is you can raise your children. There's a start. You can teach your children how to actually react in a situation. You can actually be a parent.
No.
What? A parent? Holy smokes.
What? That can't be right.
It is. It absolutely is right. If you actually would be a parent, and I'm saying you generally, because most folks listening to this are going to be the parents that actually raise their kids.
Right.
But there are some folks out there who don't try, who leave it up to the schools and up to the government and up to strangers to turn around and raise their children to the point that when they see them later, they don't even recognize them.
Now, I have to interject. I have to interject.
Okay.
I mean, like, that's really triggering for a lot of folks.
Oh, another one from the Cine. But anyway, it's...
Are you tired of this crap?
I've been tired of it. But
no,
then again,
really, are you tired of this crap? Because we have so many stories that we're going to dive into that is just about people deciding to put their money and their time and their effort behind this sort of junk.
Yep.
Would you like to put your money somewhere else? Because I would. I did.
Let's do it. Oh, you did?
I'm working with Patriot Mobile.
Wait.
That's
Patriot
right.
Mobile, you say.
Patriot Mobile is my service provider for my mobile phones. They're my cell phone service provider now because I don't want my money going to anybody that says the stupid crap like Governor Newsom. Mass shootings are caused by toxic masculinity.
Shut up.
No, it's not. Stop trying to take my Second Amendment right away. If you want to support people that support your faith, your freedoms, your Second Amendment, your family, protections of our immigration laws, of the sanctity of life, maybe you should stop paying for those other companies. And maybe you should start supporting a company like Patriot Mobile. And you can, that's right. And you can do that right now. If you go to patriotmobile.com/mojo50, that's patriotmobile.com/mojo50. You can use the promo code come on over, spelled the proper way.
Please, guys.
Thank you. Spell it proper. Come on over, and you can get a free month of service on every new line. They still got the promo code going. We told you last week that it was done and over with. They decided to keep extended. So guess what? More luck for you. Check it out today, patriotmobile.com/mojo50. That's patriotmobile.com/mojo50. Go see what they can do for you.
So many things I got to go through here. Real quick.
Come on. Go ahead.
All right. One of the watch parties, Laura Lindemann.
Yeah.
There's a difference between for being aggressive and being a sociopath. Not all men with aggressive natures are sociopaths. That's very, very true. And Gail Cole's in the same one also sat there and said, that's a fact, talking about being parents. Quote, we mothers and grandmothers have to step up and be moms. And it's absolutely true. It takes everybody to do it. I hate to use that old adage, but it does take a village to raise a kid. We all have to be able to step up and say, here's where the line is. Here's where you're supposed to be. Different people have different levels of respect or expectations out of a kid, but we should all be able to come to a point and say, you know what, there are certain things that are exactly the same across the board. Stealing is bad. Lying is bad. killing is bad, and we've got to get back to that point. And until we all get back to that point and damn feelings, we're not going to get anywhere at all.
That's
Period.
right. Correct.
So, anyway, and it gets better.
No, what? It does?
It does. This is actually, no, it's going to make your head pop a little bit longer. This is from Big League Politics.
Okay.
The headline reads, Ivanka Trump demands federal gun confiscation law. But she's not the only one listed here. Okay. So here we go.
Wait. Just breathe for a second with me, okay? Just
in and out and
okay.
Pressure points. Okay. Ivanka Trump is jumping on the gun confiscation bandwagon after mass shootings in El Paso and Dayton. Politicians on both sides are calling for some gun control. Senator Lindsey Graham, that asshat, led the push for, quote, common sense, end quote, regulations in the wake of the El Paso massacre. This is a tweet from him, quote, El Paso shooting is sick and senseless. Time to do more than pray.
Your voice needs to be about 2 octaves higher.
I can't get that. I actually have testicles. I can't get that. Time to enact common sense legislation in Congress to empower states to deal with those who present a danger to themselves and others while respecting robust due process.
That's for robust.
Yeah. And then he followed it up. That was one of two. Number 2 said, and it may not have mattered here, but red flag laws have proven to be effective in states that have them.
No, they haven't.
No. Well, no, let's take a step back further. So let's just play his game for a second and say that, yes, that the red flag laws have actually proven to be effective in the states that they're in. Let's say that that's true.
Lie.
We know it's a lie. Let's pretend. Let's play the game for a moment. Fine. Hypothetical, perfect world. It works.
Sure.
You just said it may not have mattered here. Then what in the actual hell are you mentioning it for? Other than to prove that you are just establishment. Other than to prove that the only reason why you're there is because you've been there for so long and you're so ingrained in everything that if you can kiss enough ass, you can maintain it until you retire. You're a nobody. You're a loser. You are not a servant of the people. You are useless.
Now, look, and here's what I want to tell you about Lindsey Graham. If you thought that because John McCain died, Lindsey Graham grew a set.
Nope.
No. Lindsey Graham used that as an opportunity to get his footing into the more conservative base so he would have more support when he does stupid stuff like this.
Yep. I can't. Guys, this goes back again. And we're gonna and for the rest of this segment until we're done tonight, this is kind of the running theme. You cannot legislate morality. We as a people have to go, you know what? Killing is bad.
Okay.
Once we've established that, which most people are there, then we can all walk it back and go, you know what? It doesn't matter what the tool is. They have banned knives, and we're talking butcher knives, cutting knives, just regular, cooking knives.
Any knife.
In London.
Yes.
You cannot walk down the street with a screwdriver in London.
You have to actually register. You have to register to buy knives as a chef.
Yes, because London has banned them. Because why? They got rid of guns. Oh, well, people are still getting killed. Senseless murders, decapitations. Oh, well, now we're on knives and anything that could stab you. Guys, again, this comes back to a heart issue. If you do not learn to control you, everything is a tool. We did this yesterday about the whole assault-style weapon. There isn't a thing in this studio, in Steven's studio, in your home that is not technically able to be used in an assault.
You can use a dollar bill.
A dollar bill.
To cut somebody's throat. You can slice somebody's throat off with a dollar bill.
Shove it down someone's throat.
No, you can turn it into a sharpened, pointed edge. And
well, that's you could do anything with it. There's nothing in your house that could not be used for an assault. To sit here and to act like, well, we have to ban all this stuff. Are you kidding me?
Over on the MeWe's, Indiana Mike says, UK banned knives. Then they went on to acid attacks. Lady Liberty Speaks over on the D Live says, the whole world is watching to see how American people are going to react to this. The rest of the world is rising up, and they are waiting on us.
Sadly, that is so true.
Yes, Lady Liberty, you can even use a rock.
It worked in the Bible.
That's right. So what about Mexican, though? What about the Mexican president, though?
Because this one chapped my ass.
See, the Mexican president, he can call on America, right? He can call for America to review their own gun laws, right? He can do that.
He's got room to talk. I mean, look at how how amazing his country is. There is no gun violence whatsoever. There's
everybody, everybody wants to go to Mexico.
Everybody. Oh my God. Like the people in Mexico are like staying here, and everybody in America is just flooding across that. They have to put, they're talking about, I hear them talk about putting a wall up down there. They're putting from getting down into Mexico.
That's right. They're putting a wall up on the American border so that people don't flood into Mexico, because Mexico has it so friggin' good.
Yep. They got their ducks in a row.
With their corrupt politicians and their cartels and their killings constantly, and the coyotes and all the rest of it, and all the drugs and all the guns and all the killing.
Well, arguably, it would be probably better than here, because all those people are coming up here. They're bringing it all up this way. So technically,
only to California.
Only to go. And the lower parts of Arizona and New Mexico and Texas.
And apparently Ohio and North Carolina.
Well, that's because they get past those points and they just keep running. They're going to run until we see snow. Yeah, because Mexico has a leg to stand on.
Yeah.
Shut up.
After El Paso's massacre, the Mexican president, Andrés Manuel López Obrador.
Oh, hashtag nailed it. Hashtag like a native.
Thank you. Advised that the U.S. review its gun control laws. At the news conference, Obrador stated, we are very respectful of what other governments decide. But we think that these unfortunate events in the U.S. should prompt reflection, analysis, and the decision to control the indiscriminate sale of guns. We have that already.
Guys, could there be ways of checking backgrounds and looking at things? I mean, you could require people to take psych tests. You can require, however, you start interfering with the whole Second Amendment thing, which is, shall not be infringed. This is where, again, to those of you that are not aware of this, America was founded on self-governance. There was a point in humanity where a person was smart enough, was determined enough, and I would argue mature and wise enough to be able to say, you know what, this is probably not a smart idea to go out and shoot a bunch of people.
No, it really isn't.
It was you were raised properly. You were taught to have manners, again, by parents and then everything else, by grandparents and by neighbors. There was a standard that was set and everyone followed it. Some were more rigid than others, but for the most part, the line was here and they kind of weaved in and out and they got virtually about the same thing. Problem with it is we still have that line, but that little zigzag back and forth, that ebb and flow has grown increasingly big. And we've got to learn to tighten it up. Period. It's just everybody's so happy. Yes, we agree. We don't care about other ones either. That's the point. The Mexican president should learn to shut the hell up. You're letting your people illegally come over into our country and bring drugs and crime and everything else, and then you want to tell us what we're doing. This is also the same guy, or not the same. Was it the president or no? It was the ambassador who actually tried saying that they're getting ready to possibly sue America because of the 3 Mexicans that were killed in the El Paso shooting.
Yeah.
And how we didn't take care of it. Well, you probably shouldn't. If they're actual Mexican citizens, they probably shouldn't have crossed over illegally in the first place. I'm just saying. So, and I'm not to say that, they should have died because they shouldn't have, because that sucks. It's a horrible thing. But Maybe if you came over here legally, you know, we would know and we would actually make the amends and everything like we should have. But we can't because they didn't know you were here. So sorry.
Well, speaking of making amends, one of the people that support our business and our model is Combat Flip Flops. It's a veteran-run company, and they've kind of decided to make amends. You know, they've gone through the war-torn countries. They've taken tours through Afghanistan and all, and all the rest of them, and they decided to come back, but this time as a business. Combat Flip Flops, bad for running, worse for fighting. It's a veteran-led organization that's set up to help fund education and demining of these war-torn and poverty-stricken areas. They've gone out. They've set up manufacturing facilities in old military boot shops. They've gone through and they've decided that they're going to set up shop in these war-torn areas, educate the masses on their dime, and give jobs to the locals while they educate them to teach them a better way of life so that they can in turn teach their kids a better way of life. If this is something that you want to support, go check them out. Go to combatflipflops.com. That's combatflipflops.com. Use the promo code DEFENDER25 and you can get 25% off on your first purchase. That's Defender25 over at combatflipflops.com.
That's a good point. Laura Lindemann over on the Facebook feeds. Can we sue Mexico for all of the American deaths at the hand of MS-13 thugs?
No.
Sadly, no. Because again, just like everything else that goes on in this world, we have to, air quotes, be held at this weird, stupid standard where it's America's responsibility to end all of the pollution in the world.
Over on the Twitters, Jill Hollis in Seattle, John Wick made it bad for us all to buy assault pencils.
Damn you, John Wick.
And it's a picture of John Wick standing in front of Thanos with the Avengers behind him, and he's like, "What?" And there's a pencil in Thanos' face. It's really good, actually.
Richard Harrell is also over on one of the Facebook Lives as the first and only libertarian country in the world has been whittled down to a shadow of what it once was. Abso-damn-lutely.
For sure.
And it ain't, unfortunately, we're not heading back in that direction anytime soon.
Nope.
Let's see, going back to the Chai Boy and IA over on Twitters. Don't forget how great that Chicago gun control is working in so well in Chicago.
Yeah, don't forget.
Yeah, like
never, not.
There are mass shootings there every single weekend, and we get to it's literally just become the norm.
It's a clock. You can count them. You know, it's just
almost.
It's exactly how it works. Anyway, so continuing forward.
Oh God,
I'm gonna say the name, and I don't want you to die. I don't want you to get upset. Don't. Breathe as I say the name, all right? All right, I'm going to say the name. 3, 2, 1. David Hogg celebrates the mass shooting aftermath. See, he responded to Kellyanne Conway. Kellyanne Conway said, "We need to come together in America. Finger-pointing, name-calling, and screaming with your keyboard is easy yet. It solves not a single problem, saves not a single life. Working as one to understand depraved evil and to eradicate hate is everyone's duty. Unity. Let's do this." He replied, "They're getting scared now. I like it."
He's such a douche.
You like depravity and evil and the aftermath of killing because it betters your objective? He continues on. "Blood is on the hands of Senator Majority Leader. While he vacations during recess, people are dying. Join us and remember those senselessly lost to gun violence, and demand McConnell bring a life-saving legislation to a vote. Be a leader and do something. The framers did not intend for the Senate to be a graveyard, especially in moments like this. Actually, the framers intended that the government was at a stalemate unless it was something imperative. And what you're talking about is not imperative. So, with that, let's get to the bell count of the day, why don't we?
Good evening, Mojo 50. I'm Leprechaun, and here with your bell count grade for the day. Today we had 2 missed innuendo bells, 32 actual bells, 2 rim shots, and 2 AOCs. Giving us a low A for the day. Peace out and have a great night, y'all.
There's a whole bunch of people that we triggered for that very last moment there. I don't apologize at all for that. That's just kind of how it is. Go to Defenders Live, DOAShow.com, DOAShow.com, Mojo50.com. We'll check you tomorrow.